Hi there, everyone.
Welcome back, Commander.
There's a lot that goes into designing the D2K Arcanon stuff. No small part of it is experience with other RTS games. Much like how you benefit from reading while trying to write, exploring other games of the same genre offers helpful insight into how to improve your own project. Y'all friends of mine who share my love for Warcraft are surely familiar with its origins as an RTS. I completely suck at Warcraft 3, and I'm not too familiar with 1 or 2 actually, but perhaps y'all have heard of Westwood and their Command & Conquer series? This is 8-Bit Armies, an RTS by Petroglyph, which, to my understanding, saw some holdovers from Westwood join, notably among their founding members, but they're largely a different team, especially nowadays. Let's get started on the tutorial before I continue on. Feel free to pause it to read if you'd like, but it's nothing complicated. Build base, harvest resources, defeat enemy. Now, something I hear very often from those who shy away from RTS is that the pace is just so slow compared to certain other kinds of games. Yeah, it can be. It kinda depends on the RTS though. Technically, something like League of Legends, for example, falls in the RTS category, though it's more specifically the derivative subgenre MOBA, or Multiplayer Online Battle Arena. In any case, this is a simplistic, arcadey, but fast-paced RTS. It has a thing or two to teach us about what or what not to do in our own project, accounting, of course, for certain key differences in fundamental designs between D2K and this RTS. For example, in keeping with the arcadey direction for this series, each mission has a timed gold star objective in addition to the silver optional objective, which could be anything else. The bronze objective is mandatory to pass the level, besides not losing our HQ or something. Each star we earn on a level gives us something, be that unlocking technology and allowing us to build new stuff, or granting additional starting units. If some objectives are too difficult to complete on an earlier mission, as the gold star often is for some, you can complete only the bronze and or silver stars, then come back later and smash the gold timer. Though that naturally results in some replayability, every single mission in the series, from 8-bit to 9-bit armies, is beatable without unlocking stuff from later missions. 9-bit even has a 4th star, secret stars, on each of its missions. So that's what we'll be doing. I'm getting ahead of myself though. There's a tutorial for each of the factions across the 8-bit games, but they're all practically identical. This is the only one we'll be looking at. I hope it's given you a good idea of how things can be expected to work. We just have to wait for the infantry to nade this HQ to death. That does it for the tutorial, so let's get started on Mission 1 of the Renegades campaign.
Mission complete.
Victory! A winner is you! Charming, ain't it? So, we can see the bronze, silver, and gold objectives before we start a mission, but only bronze is available on beginner. And right away you might notice something odd about this. We only have infantry units unlocked, but the silver objective says don't train infantry units. So what do? Well, you'll see in a minute. Let's start with the briefing. With the death of our ranking officers, you're in charge now, Commander. The invaders have all but wiped us out. We're almost down to throwing rocks at them. What we have left is at your disposal. If you can destroy their HQ, it will give us breathing room to recover. Keep an eye out for supply crates. We don't know what's in them. They might help. Remember that crates can only be recovered by infantry. It just so happens that we start with 1 infantry. That's our ticket in. So we're going to start with the refinery. That's the all-essential thing. We can see crates through the fog of war, so we'll be taking all our infantry around and trying to pick up as many of those as possible.
Infantry crate.
We don't need a barracks because we can't train infantry units, so we're just going to build another refinery.
Constructing. Infantry crate.
Renegades!
Seems there are some more crates in the top left and bottom right. and a third refinery. We need all of the harvesters ever. For no other reason than I want them.
Structure sold.
Ready to go!
Structure sold. Infantry crate.
These structures and such around are just environmental decorations. They can be one-shot, crushed by tanks. The units that can't crush still need to path around them. But they add some destructibility to the environment. And we love seeing things go kaboom around here, don't we?
Going. Ready for orders.
Since we're not building anything with the funds we're gathering, let's take all the harvesters we've got down to the enemy base.
Structure sold.
Not that they'll get here before we finish up, but if they do get here, they'll provide some moral support.
Reporting. On the way. On the move.
And that's an enemy harvester. Odd though it may sound, it's the biggest threat on some missions. Any mission, really, to our infantry units. They're tough as a guy that eats his cereal without milk in the morning, and they don't stop for nothing. The rocket guys can handle them pretty well, though. And our minigunners are actually the ones that we'll rely on for destroying buildings, because they've got some grenades they can chuck in short range.
Locked on target.
Yellow player eliminated.
And that wraps up level 1.
Mission complete.
We've earned ourselves a starting barracks. That will be helpful. Not as helpful as a starting refinery, but it's something. Some extra starting minigunners. And we've unlocked armored cars, our first vehicle. An easy 2-minute victory. But of course, it's only level 1. Now, on to Sky Thunder. Well done, Commander. We've secured more firepower for you, but the enemy has resupplied with rocket infantry. Our new vehicles will fall quickly to concentrated rocket fire. This time we need to remove the enemy from the area. You were victorious before. Let's see if you can do it again. The silver objective to build only one refinery is not my favorite. But we have nothing pricey to build, so we'll get by. It's a balance of income and outcome. Let's get a refinery down ASAP. It's the only refinery we're gonna get. And get scouting immediately. We gotta look for crates.
Moving out.
We'll get there first.
I see one on the south side of the map, and there are a couple of more closer to my base.
Spray and pray.
And now that we've got income, let's start training infantry. We'll need a balance to start with. Rocket dudes for the enemy harvester, and any armored cars they might happen to have. And MG infantry for their infantry, and also for the structures. But we'll have to shift priorities later, depending on our needs.
Right on. Scouting ahead. Strike now.
Locked and loaded.
We'll get there first. Fire!
Adding a vehicle queue would involve spending quite a few more credits. And I'm not quite sure we can afford that. So we're going to go for a second barracks to increase the speed at which our infantry are produced. That should prove much more affordable.
Constructing.
Moving.
Engine's ready.
Machine guns ready. On the way.
Scouting ahead.
Vehicle crate. Barracks complete.
Well, the enemy has a turret right near the bridge. That's inconvenient. We'll need to overwhelm it from both sides. I'll rally all my infantry together.
Commander, moving.
Yes. We'll get there first. We'll find him.
Going. Moving. Reporting.
Talk to me. Ready for orders.
On the way.
It's down. Took out a few of our infantry, but what can you do, you know?
I'm waiting.
Orders.
But even after we get vehicles that can handle buildings, our MG infantry will remain really good for them, and some of them will inevitably be lost in the conflict. Speaking of which, I've swapped to purely MG infantry, since I think we have enough rocket guys, and we'll need to rush into the enemy base and take out their structures.
We'll find them.
On the move. Got it.
Infantry crate.
Talk to me. Of course.
Let's be mindful of the enemy harvester. We do not want our infantry run over.
Ready for orders. We got them.
Going.
I'm waiting.
Moving.
Engines ready. Scouting ahead. We'll get there first. Hit and run.
On the way. Opening fire. On the move. Reporting.
Gotcha. We'll find them.
Ready to rocket. Rocket launched. Got it. Commander. Orders. Locking on.
Right now.
Ready for orders.
We've already lost most of our MG infantry, but there's a steady stream of them coming this way now that I've cleared out the bridge. We just have to wait for our rally point to do its thing.
Reporting.
Fire.
Ready to rocket.
Yes, Commander. Locked and loaded. Machine guns ready.
Yeah. Of course.
Moving. Fire at will.
Talk to me.
Commander,
We got them.
ready for orders.
Commander.
Hit and run. Gotcha. Right now. Fire.
Orders.
By taking the power down, we shut off the enemy turrets in the back. Now we can clear out the last building to claim victory. Turrets don't count.
Fire.
A safe victory. 46 seconds short of the gold star timer.
Complete.
And for our efforts, we've unlocked a starting refinery, and the capacity to build harvesters, along with 500 extra starting cash. The economy is key, so that's some extremely substantial stuff to unlock. The next mission unlocks engineers, which are basically the medics of this game. And even though it's a 15 minutes defense mission, the gold star timer is 10 minutes and involves going on offense. So the enemy has to survive for 10 minutes. Good luck with that. Your 2 previous victories have drawn unwanted attention. Our scouts show an incoming counterstrike to this location, including several tanks. The troops are at your command. Enemy supply lines are limited. If you can hold out for 15 minutes, they will likely retreat. The enemy tanks are not going to be a problem. We've got rocket guys. We start with a crap ton of extra power, especially if we sell some of the backline turrets. So let's get started by putting a refinery closer to the node in the back, and queuing up a good ratio of infantry.
Refinery complete. Constructing.
Ready for orders. We'll get there first. We'll find them. Of course.
Don't need this turret anymore since I've built a refinery there.
Structure sold. Refinery complete.
It looks like enemies are going to be coming across the bridge.
Repairing.
Bring them down. Yes, Commander. Just shoot them. Open fire.
I'd like to place a turret closer to the bridge, but let's start by putting a refinery down.
Constructing.
I've got 3 harvesters queued at the motor pool, so what we're going to do is use the rally point to direct the harvesters where they need to go, and look for any extra turrets that we might be able to sell.
Refinery complete. Constructing. Structure sold.
Alright, our economy is looking good. I'm going to see to my defenses and ramp up production.
Constructing. Barracks complete.
Oh, no, looks like another enemy attack is already here.
On the way. On the move. Got it.
Now let's bring a harvester over and crush the enemy infantry. The harvesters are the tankiest stuff we have, even later in the campaign, but they're especially effective right now on these low-tech missions. In fact, I may bring some along for the final assault on this mission. When we get to it, of course.
Rockets launched. Going. Locking on.
I'm waiting.
Structure sold.
Something else you'll notice that I'm doing is trying to chain my structures around. There's no way to expand in this game. So the only thing we can do is make sure that we're constantly building in a direction that we want to go. And that'll work out for the best.
Motor pool complete. Constructing.
Engine's ready.
Standing by.
Motor pool complete.
We're still floating quite a few funds, so our goal should be more production until we start going in the negative.
Moving. On the way. On the move.
Motor pool complete. Constructing.
Yes? I'm working here.
Motor pool complete. Constructing.
Got it.
Yeah,
Reporting.
right on. Talk to me.
I'll set up a barracks on the high ground too, and that'll allow us to approach the enemy from this angle. They probably have their own MG turret on the other end of the bridge, so we should surround it just like we did on the last mission.
Moving. On the way. Lock on target. On the move. Fire at will. Opening fire.
Barracks complete.
Ready for orders.
Constructing.
Yep, there it is.
I'm waiting.
Alright, I want a good amount of harvesters to work with. We've cancelled all the armored cars, and we'll rally all the harvesters to the front.
Complete.
They should prove helpful in absorbing some fire.
Constructing.
Woo! Overtime! Coming through!
Engine's ready.
I don't see any crates at the bottom,
Barracks.
but it looks like there are some more near the enemy base.
Got it. Going. Locking on. Locked on target.
Harvester under attack.
Here come the harvesters. And they'll be running over enemy infantry, crushing civilian buildings, and generally being unkillable. These MG turrets are not a threat to them.
Yeah,
Harvester destroyed.
Fire at will.
Harvester under attack.
Ready to go!
Harvester destroyed.
Moving. Opening fire.
But it's not like the enemy stays hooked onto the harvesters either. They will change their target with the MG turret to infantry nearby.
Harvester destroyed.
Yeah, so it's not really possible that our infantry will ever get up this ramp. Let's keep it going with the motor pools. The armored cars are fast enough to get to the back of the base. Even though they're not effective against buildings, they're our best hope for taking the power down. And then it'll be safe for our infantry to come in and help wrap things up.
Harvester under attack.
And there's their power.
right now. Of course.
Motor pool complete. Constructing. Harvester under attack. Harvester destroyed. Motor pool complete.
It looks like their power's down already, but we should be attentive to what we destroy. It could come back up as our infantry make their way up.
I'm waiting. Right on.
Harvester destroyed. Harvester under attack.
Let's finish this other power plant in the red. We can expect that the enemy will be rebuilding their power plants too, but I believe we reached critical mass of everything, and there's nothing that they can do to stop us.
under attack. Harvester destroyed. Constructing.
Talk to me. Ready for orders.
Garrett complete.
Hey, this game has an amusing feature called the Battle Cam. We like to call it the Funny Cam because, well, you'll see. Let's give it a look while our units wrap this up. Look at them go. Yeah, the battle cam's kind of funny. It doesn't always focus on the best angles. Like that. Yeah, but it's a cute feature. I think it's cute. And yeah, that's that. We've gotten ourselves engineers. The enemy killed more units than I did, but I also created many times more units they did, so that's not an unexpected result. I think we've got time for one more. Let's check out Flat Tire. And we'll unlock tanks for beating this one. We have an opportunity, Commander. We've located several enemy motor pools that contain retooling schematics for tanks. If we can get our hands on these, we can retool our own factories to build tanks as well. There's no need to destroy everything. Concentrate on the motor pools. The silver objective is not to train any infantry units, so we'll be spamming nothing but armored cars and motor pools. And refineries, of course. Until our economy is satisfactory. Once again, we'll start by placing the first refinery in the back. Summon the extra turrets.
Structure sold.
And I want that one there for build radius. That'll allow us to train structures to the right.
Structure sold. Refinery complete. Constructing.
Engine's ready. Yeah.
Now that our motor pool's up, we can get some harvesters going and build some additional harvesters.
Constructing.
Well, it looks like our first harvester came over here. Let's reassign it. We want 2 on each node. As long as the refinery is close by, that is. If we get into a situation where refineries are way further away from the nodes, at that point it's kind of important to just spam harvesters. How many? Not sure, just more.
Constructing.
We'll find them. Of course.
Locked and loaded. Renegades, let's roll.
Talk to me.
Motor pool complete.
It looks like there are some crates in the middle of the map, and this is where I would like to center my production and defenses.
Party.
Fire! We got
After we get refineries up here, I'm gonna build some more motor pools here and also some turrets on the perimeter. Even though our economy is already more than adequate for spamming nothing but armored cars, we are either going hard or going home.
Commander?
Vehicle crate.
Commander.
right on. Scouting ahead.
Motor pool complete. Constructing.
Ready for orders. We'll get there first. I'm waiting. Engine's ready.
Refinery complete. Constructing.
We'll find him.
Ready for orders.
Of course. Yeah. Right on.
Motor pool complete. Constructing.
Talk to me. Ready for orders.
I've also scouted out this area in the top left, and it seems there are no enemy defenders. So so I can safely send the infantry that I've started with to go pick up those crates. We can't train any more infantry, so it was kind of important to scout that out first. We don't want to be losing them, otherwise we can't pick up any crates.
Scouting ahead. We'll get there.
Looks like my harvesters have kind of taken a beating at midfield.
Of course.
Orders, going.
Motor pool complete. Constructing. Vehicle crate.
Right on. Scouting ahead. I'm waiting.
No, let's set up a patrol route for the armored cars that we have over here, and they'll move around on their own, clear out enemy units, while we build even more.
Constructing.
Engines ready. We'll get there first. We'll find them.
By the way, the tech center is used for engineers. Since we're not allowed to train infantry according to the silver objective, it's of no use to us on this mission. Hence, the only thing we're going to concern ourselves with is mortar pools, and maybe an extra turret or two.
Constructing.
Because we need more armored cars.
Repairing.
Though I think we already have enough to go checking out an enemy base with. Let's head to the right first.
Constructing.
Of course. Right on. Scouting ahead. We'll get there first. We'll find them. Right now. Of course.
Machine gun turret complete.
Right on. Scouting ahead. We'll get there first. We'll find them. Of course.
Machine gun turret destroyed.
Oh, turret destroyed. This one's intact. It must be on the south side.
Constructing.
Yep.
Moving.
Machine guns ready.
Let's have the units amassed outside the factory push in that direction. That should keep it safe. And our force from the base on the right will head to the north.
Ahead.
Machine gun turret.
Armored cars are pretty squishy, but the enemy doesn't exactly have an easy way of preventing me from roaming on in and taking stuff out, as long as I have enough of them, which I most certainly do. Although you can be certain that'll change later.
Motor pool complete. Constructing.
Yeah. Of course. Right on. Scouting ahead.
Standing by. Rockets launched.
Talk to me. Fire!
Motor pool complete.
We got them. We'll get there first. Hit and run. Gotcha. We'll find them. Ready for orders. Of course. Right on. Scouting ahead.
That was a clean win in just about 6 minutes.
Mission complete.
$139 units created and 84 killed. Only 8 structures raised. So the bronze objective and probably a couple of turrets. A pretty precise run. And we've unlocked a motor pool to start with, although we will need a tech center in order to build tanks. We should be wrapping this up, but let's get an idea of what we'll be looking at next time. You've given us hope, Commander. With these new tanks, we have a shot at pushing back and reclaiming our lost country. Remember the volcano? It erupted while we were elsewhere. That lava will melt your troops if you're not careful. It's time to push the invaders out of the area entirely. Leave nothing standing. We've got 10 minutes to complete those objectives. Looks like this one is a tricky objective. Don't lose or sell any of your structures. That ought to complicate things. But we'll have to see how exactly it complicates things next time, because I'm out of time. I'll be sprinkling this series in between longer form stuff. Hope you enjoyed watching stuff blow up. We'll follow it up with Ruby's 343 Guilty Spark. So, that's it. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.